So when you wear blush, the way it should really look is if you ran a mile and your face looks flushed. That is usually the color you want to go with. So something that just would kind of really make you look, for instance, me, I'm deeper, so nothing's ever going to make me look flushed. But what I like is something that looks fleshy, so I put on a little bit of a peach today. But if for lighter complected people, if you're really fair, a soft pink is nice. For someone like you, an apricot or a terracotta is wonderful. But it's, once again, what you like, what makes you feel good and what makes you feel sexy.
I'm not afraid to write a brand new story. And what changes find a way to me, I can keep it moving. I'm not afraid to celebrate my glory. And when challenges grace my path, I know I can face another day. Inside, I rise, daring to learn. With Fox After 40.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Fox After 40, where we focus on women's wellness from head to toe, sponsored by CurlMix. And today we have Kim Baker of Glamazon Beauty here to talk to us about beauty after 40 and how to stop doing your makeup wrong. Now, some of y'all are out there doing a great job. I know. I don't like to say that you're doing your makeup wrong, but some of you or some of us might feel like there's some things we could be doing better, right? And I know that after learning how to do my makeup and realizing that I was doing it wrong for how I want my face to look when I do my makeup. And so I brought a beauty expert here, someone who has a cosmetics brand of her own and has been in makeup for a while.
30 years.
30 years? 30 years. So she's got all the tips and is going to bring all the education for us here today. But before we get started, Kim, please introduce yourself and let us know your background and where you're from and how you got to makeup.
Sure. Hi, I'm Kim Baker, and I started out as a model. And just from having just a hard time finding my shade, and when I say finding my shade, making sure it wasn't gray, yellow, too red, and back then they were notorious for putting the red in.
So you're finding your shade. They were notorious for putting red in.
Yes, I had a hard time finding my shade in the sense that it matched. I needed it to match my skin, and also I needed it to feel like my skin. I didn't want it to feel heavy. There's brands out there that may have the look of skin, but then when you go to put it on, it feels like a sheet over your face or a mask. And so I was determined to develop something that was a skin-like formula that when you look at it, it looks like skin, and when you wear it, it feels weightless.
So how'd you get into, so you were into modeling. Walk me through your history and your story.
So I started out as a straight-size model with Elite Model Management, and then I transitioned after high school to Beth Ann Hardison.
What's a straight size model?
Straight size model was size, back then it was zero to size 4.
Okay.
So believe it or not, I was 0 to size 4. And then after I went through a couple of little obstacles in my life, I took a hiatus from the industry. And I started to eat everything I wanted, Ho-Hos and Ritz crackers and everything I wanted, Whoppers. And I found myself being a size 12. And then one day I'm walking down the street, and this woman who started her own division at Wilhelmina, which was the 1020 division. Now I think it's called Wilhelmina Curve. But she asked me, had you ever heard of, plus size modeling? And so I was really one of the pioneering models of that industry. And look at what it's become today. So I literally...
And what year was that?
Oh my goodness, like 2000.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, and so I would go around to those same editors that I would work with as a straight size and tell them, hey, I'm out here, and they'd be like, well, you're a little bit bigger than what you... And I'm like, yeah, I'm a plus model. And they would say to me, what's a plus model? So we really kicked in the door, myself, Amy Aronson, and a few other girls really kicked in the door on that industry, and I'm so proud of what it's become today.
Oh, I love that. And I'm assuming you were in New York, and what kind of work were you in back then?
Oh my goodness, I used to shoot for Sears. I still shot for Essence and things like that, but I used to shoot I had the money jobs, girl, okay? But Sears, Caldor, there was Caldor back then. I don't even know if you was old enough for Caldors, but there was Caldors, there was Bradley's. It was so many. We had what was called catalog houses. And literally, all we would do was shoot catalogs. I used to shoot for Esprit and a whole bunch of other catalog brands, and we made a ton of money back then because of that, especially Sears ads.
You said the money jobs. Is that what you call them?
Oh yeah, girl.
So what's a money job and what's not a money job in modeling?
I would say 7,500 and up.
Oh, wow.
Like the models today, no shade, no tea. They cheat themselves because I'm telling you, when you maintain a certain price and you don't budge from that price, people will pay it if they really want you. Because of this whole thing that's going on now, Insta models and all of that stuff, they have really diluted the industry. And when I hear what models are making today, I'm gagging because I wouldn't even roll over for what some of these models are making today because you didn't have to.
Yeah.
You know, you just had to kind of stick to your guns about it. But they changed the game, girl.
Okay. And so on these shoots, were you doing your own makeup?
Yes, I was. And that's what, you know, it's so funny. I would come with my makeup done because I just got tired of people getting my foundation wrong and having me looking like a ghost or too gray, too red. And I would mix my own shades. Back then you had to mix. And I would show up to set ready. And one day I showed up to set ready and there was a makeup artist there who was about to start a line. And when I walked in, she said, well, you know, you were supposed to come with clean, you know, a clean face. And I said to her, well, I told her what my issues were. When I would show up to set, I would end up looking, you know, kind of crazy because most of the makeup artists back then didn't understand my complexion. And that makeup artist was Bobbi Brown. So I started with Bobbi Brown from day one.
And what year was this?
Oh my God, that was like 2001.
Wow, that's incredible. So you really are, you've been in the game for over 20 years.
Oh my goodness. I started in the industry at age 13 as a model. My mother would take me around to, she would take, even to parties. My mom would take me to Studio 54, supervising, just so I could network. And back then I was networking with Andy Warhol and at 13, 14 years old.
Wow.
Keith Haring, these were legends in the industry.
Wow. So I love this because that means you've seen the trends change.
Oh my goodness.
For the face and the foundation.
Yes, absolutely.
What have you seen over the years?
What I love is I love seeing that now it's about seeing your beauty and not the makeup. And that's what Glamazon Beauty is all about. I want your skin to look its very best. Back then, you know, we all saw the tricolor eyes, the 1980s look where the makeup was just like, you know, almost casket ready. And
And you say tricolor, you mean like 3 shades of color?
Yeah, 3 shades and blending them out. You know, very, what is that show? Dynasty. You remember Dynasty with Alexis Carrington? And oh, yeah. And so now it's about you. That's what I love. It's about seeing your beauty, your skin, the way you look right now.
Oh, thank you.
It's just, allowing your beauty to shine through.
Girl, I got one makeup look, okay? I can't do no other ones.
That's all right, because you got one face, you know? And listen, and the thing is, it's always about putting your best face forward, you know? You don't need to look like anybody. You don't need to reinvent who you are. You just need to enhance it, make that skin look even, you know? Yeah.
Well, so what are some goals if you're trying to enhance your natural beauty and not change it when you're doing your makeup? Like, what are some tips?
Have a great skincare routine. Skincare is first, because if your skin is jacked up and you put makeup on, it's going to look jacked up. So take care of your skin first. That is the first step to having beautiful makeup.
Okay.
And then once you get that right, you get your regimen right, then you find a foundation that matches your skin. And you usually would do that by matching your face and your neck, because you want it to all look as one. And yeah, so once you get that foundation and that concealer right, because you know concealer should be about 2 shades lighter than your foundation, because the purpose of it, if you look at my face, you can see that the purpose of it is to brighten under the eye.
So I thought concealer was to like cover the dark spot. It is for that too.
Yeah, but to most people who have hyperpigmentation, they would either use a corrector, which is like a peach or apricot for fairer skin, and then you would brighten it up with your concealer. So I don't know if the camera can see, but if you look at my face, you'll see here matches my neck, and then right here it's a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about primer?
Primer is first, and
Okay.
you know, after you do your skincare routine, you want to use your primer. We have an amazing primer. I don't know if you know, we are the first Black-owned brand on Shop HQ in their 34-year history.
Wow,
And
congratulations.
Thank you. And when we brought on our Mystical Veil primer, it literally sold out in 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, actually.
Can you talk about the importance of a primer? And I say that because as someone who was a novice in makeup when I first started, I was just, let me just throw on some blush and some mascara. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing my makeup. And, you know, and not realizing, and it's so funny. I remember, actually, Lisa, from one of our, we're in the same kind of business network of entrepreneurs and investors and things. And I remember Lisa was sitting next to me at an event for Brain Trust Founder Studio, one of our investors. And she was looking at my pores. She's like, I can't even see your pores. She's like, how do you do your makeup? What are you doing? Yeah. And I remember, I'm like, it's the primer.
It's the primer.
But go ahead. Can you tell us what the primer does?
So it lies as a barrier between the skin and the foundation. And for people who have wider pores, and that's typically common in women over a certain age because of the hormonal imbalance. And so you want to fill in those pores with the primer. And and that's what it does. It lies in between the skin and the foundation so that the foundation doesn't just seep right into your pores. It allows the skin to also look untexturized, which is just smooth.
To flatten it out and make it look smoother.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you said your pores in your skin get bigger because of the hormonal imbalance?
Oh, yeah. Some people, hormonal imbalance, that happens. I remember I was talking to a dermatologist before, and she was explaining to me. But you know what I do? I cheat. If I ever see a little bit of pores, I go get ice, and I rub it all over my face, and that, for some reason, it just caused the pores to contract, and it just leaves your face like this, seamless. Oh yeah, I got all kind of secrets, child.
What other kind of secrets you got? I never knew about the ice.
Taking a coat, wetting a spoon, putting it in the freezer, and in the morning when you get up with those puffs, you just put that spoon right here, and it just helps or a tea bag, a green tea bag.
The caffeine. It does something to your skin.
It does. It actually draws that water out. That's all that is when you wake up with that puffiness. It's just the water lying under the eye.
If you've enjoyed this episode of Fox After 40 and want to get notified about the next episode when it drops, make sure to go to CurlMix.com and sign up for our mailing list. We'll notify you whenever a new episode comes out. Look at you. You got the real beauty secrets, okay?
Yes,
we're going to retitle this podcast.
I've been doing this a long time, you know?
Oh, my goodness. This is so good. Okay, so we got the green tea bag to get rid of the puffy eyes. We've got the ice on your skin to get rid of
the cold spoon. So I gave that recommendation to June Ambrose, and she said, girl, that worked. Yeah, it does.
June Ambrose. And she's gorgeous and a fashion icon.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so we got the primer. And then we rubbed the ice. Shrink the pores. We got the primer, flattening the skin, and then we're looking for a foundation that doesn't feel too heavy on our skin. How do we know a foundation is heavy?
You will feel it.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people think you have to have a liquid. You don't. We make a cream, and the reason why is, for one, it's very travel friendly. And number two, it just really adheres beautifully to the skin. And when you look at my skin, what do you see right now?
No, it looks very clean, very skin-like.
Right. And that's it's called our second skin foundation. And that's what we really, when I formulated this, and this is all custom formulated, we really wanted it to be weightless. And that is essentially what it is. It's a weightless product. I can't wait for you to try yours.
Oh, wonderful. So is there a difference between, so I've heard recommendations for powder versus liquid versus cream. When should you pick the kind of foundation that you're using?
I would not use a powdered foundation unless I'm excessively oily. Because if you have dry skin and you put powder foundation, child, you're going to age yourself like 10 years. So, yeah, I would use, liquids are great. Creams, especially if you have dry skin. Creams are great for normal to dry. You could also use a cream for oily skin, but I would suggest using a matte primer.
Now, what about the lines? You know, I know that some foundation, depending on what you're adding to your face, can make the lines look bigger that are on your face, right? And, you know, and this podcast is for women over 40, right? So we're thinking about how to apply makeup when our skin changes. And so what was your recommendation to kind of not enhance those lines?
This is what I always tell people to do. Drink some collagen. I think a woman, especially a woman over a certain age, should always, a lot of times you have to address those issues. I don't care what anybody says internally. because wrinkles, that is something that's internal. You can't really stop it topically. I tell people drink hyaluronic acid. I do. Collagen, I do. My daughter would tell you. I also
Your skin looks great.
Thank you. And I also do mask. I put masks. You can get them from the dollar store. They say hyaluronic acid or glowing, and you put it on your face, and it really does allow your skin to be more supple. But anything to do with lines, I got to be honest. You have to address it internally.
And you say you drink hyaluronic acid. How are you consuming that? I know about the collagen because it's just a
like
little powder.
like a cough syrup. You just pour a little bit in a spoon and you drink it.
And what is it supposed to do for your skin?
It just puts back that oil that the body naturally loses after age 21. It starts depleting. So you kind of refurbish the body with that ingredient, and it really does. Ladies, y'all looking at my face.
You look good. Yeah. You look really great.
Thank you.
One of my CurlMixers, Tammy, actually told me to start drinking collagen. I'm drinking protein every day. She's like, you need to add some collagen to that. And then the one that I added, I got it from Whole Foods. It has peptides in it too. So it's collagen, peptides, protein.
Too. Yep.
Okay, and I gotta add some hyaluronic acid.
Keep that skin nice and tight. The good thing is, women of color, we already have some help. That melanin keeps that elasticity, so the skin lasts a lot longer. And we usually don't get lines until very late in life. So if you could start now doing your hyaluronic acid, your peptides, and your collagen, girl, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we got the ice, we got the primer, we got the tea bags for the eyes, we got the skin foundation. Now, and we're thinking about, natural enhancements, like not trying to be overdone with the makeup, right? So I'm going to stay away from contouring, I think. Or do you do a little contouring? You can contour
without, yes, of course. You can do contouring without looking drag queeny.
Okay.
All it does is add dimension to your face. Now, you have some people that just go in,
Yeah.
But it truly just, not that I need any more cheekbones, but it helps give you dimension to your face where you can make your cheekbones look higher. You can lift your eye, of course.
How do you lift your eye? Because what I do, I use like a bronzer.
Concealer.
Oh, the concealer. Show me how you do it.
So, oh my goodness. I wish I would have brought it with me. You just put your concealer here and then some here. So when you put it here and you push it up with your brush or your finger, it actually makes a lifting effect. Which I did this morning.
Wow.
In my eyes, I never do my concealer without putting it here because it just gives you the look. And that's all makeup is. It's like an illusion, But the thing is, if you keep that skin right, oh my goodness, you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, you're so right. All right. So then we've got the concealer, and then any particular advice when it comes to like eyes and how, because I feel like what I have not done very well at is doing my eyes, my eyeshadow. And I'd be like, in the beginning, I used to just do one shade, right?
That's it. That's it. One shade. So you see, I have one shade on my eye today.
Yeah.
I was rushing. And if you do that one shade on your eye, and then you start with a little bit of a liner, and if you don't know how to do liner yet, you just put a little bit of dab of a darker, a brown, or a black here, and then you just smudge it. It'll still give you a look as if you had your makeup professionally done.
Oh, I love that.
Me and Danessa were talking. You know Danessa Myricks? Okay, she's a makeup artist as well. We were just discussing how in the beginning when we first started this journey, we just, you weren't sure exactly how everything should be done, but you made it work by just experimenting. And that's all, that's all makeup is, just getting in the mirror and playing around. One night when you're not doing anything, girl, get yourself some wine and just play.
And just play. I love
just
that.
Play.
Don't make it so serious, and don't
No, it's not serious.
Yeah,
it's
and
makeup.
It's for fun, right? And don't do it for the first time before you go to an event. Maybe a Saturday afternoon or something like that.
Yes, and you're doing nothing when it's just a quiet day. And literally, I started at age 13 playing around with makeup. And then I started making money here and there with my neighbors, touching people up here and there. But that's all it is just keep practicing.
One of the things I used to do too is when I would get my makeup professionally done, I would ask questions while they're putting things on my face. What
And
step
I like
is
to
this?
explain. Because it's not just about selling people product, it's also about educating people. Because when you educate a woman how to use the product, then she enjoys using it, and then it becomes a part of her daily wardrobe. Because that's all makeup is, an extension of your wardrobe.
An accessory.
That's it.
Wonderful. All right. So when it comes to eyebrows, for specifically for women over 40, is there something special that you're doing that maybe is different than you were doing when you were in your 20s?
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is that the brows is 75% of your face. Like if you did your makeup and you don't do your brows, it's gonna look busted. But if you did your brows and don't do your face, you can look good.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't do your brows, you look sick. And so I always say I have this amazing product called Instabrow. We're probably almost sold out of it now, but when you put it on your brow, it adheres to the hair, so it naturally fills in your natural brows. And or you can use whatever works for you. Your pencil, just always feather it in the strokes in the direction of your natural hairs. But that brow is a must. That brow has to be done. And if you don't do that brow, you will see. People are going to be like, you okay? Everything all right? You feel good today? Yeah.
You are so funny.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You're right though.
It's true.
If you've gotten any value from listening to Fox After 40, you learned a beauty tip, you've gotten advice, you shared the episode with a friend, please do us a favor and leave us a review on Spotify and Apple. It goes a very long way in helping us continue to build the podcast. Now, I'll have a question. And this might be more skin related. So do you like wax or thread your brows?
I wax. Yeah.
Okay.
And I also use the little shavy thing when I can't make it to get waxed.
Gotcha. Okay. And then my last question, well, I have last, but I have two more. One about eyelashes and the next about lips. But for eyelashes. So right now I have like I have to go to a lady. I used to do only mascara. And then I saw my girlfriend who had like the lashes installed on her eyes, and I was like, yeah, but she had like the ones that look natural, right? Like not like necessarily like the really, really big ones. I have some friends and cousins who had the really, really big ones. I didn't really want them to be so dramatic. And then I also know you can go and apply lashes. You can go to the store and buy some synthetic ones and put them on. I hated doing that because I'm like sticking myself in the eye. My eye gets watery. I'm messing up my liner. I was like, and then one time I got a infection on my eyes from using eyeliner that was old at the drugstore. Girl, I'll never do that again. I bought some eyeliner. I don't know if it was just some cheap. Y'all know the main places. I don't even want to call no brands out, but it must have been in the store for too long because when I put it on my eye, my eyes swell up.
Did you have the extensions on?
No. I was just doing the eyeliner.
Okay.
So after that, I was like, I don't ever want to put product on my liner that close to my eye because I was scratching and rubbing them for almost 2 weeks.
It's probably the brand. I hate to say it. And a lot of people don't know when using eyeliner, you have to be careful. This is one of the things I learned from formulating is there's certain dyes that you really should not use, like nano black. There's certain dyes that a lot of factories overseas tend to put in there that shouldn't be in there. So that's one of the things that I love about our brand. We test everything. You're supposed to test everything, but a lot of people don't want to spend the money.
Yeah.
But I don't want no lawsuits, so we test everything. Our mascaras, our liner. So, and we're also selective of the nano blacks that we put in our product.
Gotcha. And so after I had that experience, I was like, I never want to really put product on my eyes like that. So I don't even like mascara, and I don't like putting eyeliner on.
Just make sure it's a good brand.
And so now I go and get my lashes done. Okay. And it cost me like $150, and I'll lay there for 2 hours. But I love the way it looks, and I don't have to do it every day.
Right.
Is there any recommendation or anything besides the fact that it's being inconvenient when it comes to lashes to going to get them done for like 2 hours every month? Any recommendations for women over 40 when it comes to lashes?
Just try to look natural. I don't know what's going on today. I'm about to be shady for 1 second, but it's got to be said, okay? Y'all ladies out here with these right here, Lord have mercy. Have them, listen. I see one of the fellas here shaking their head. He know what I'm saying is true.
So talking behind the camera.
Yes. Because it just doesn't look natural. And sometimes I'll actually get stunned because some of them are so long. I was just at the makeup show, so I saw that all day long. And I was sitting there like, are you kidding me? But you have to make sure it looks natural. It doesn't have to be the same length. It could be longer than your natural lash, but like the way your lashes are perfect.
Oh, thank you.
And then I know if you want it, and then you have to keep them clean if you do extensions, because I've seen all types of people with eye infections.
Ooh, I've seen those.
I know one girl that had mites.
Ooh.
And that's from leaving them on too long or keep reapplying them and reapplying them. Just make sure they look natural. You can do mascara. You can get your extensions. Just please try to not make it too much longer or not too full, because those look unnatural too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just whatever works for you. But if you're going to do it right.
I love that. And actually my lash lady, who she's dope, and she's in Chicago. I'm like, I got to come back just to see her. And she's so funny too, because girl, whenever we book, she's like, so when's your next appointment? And I'm like, well, I can do this day. She's like, can't do that day. Here's the only time I have for you. I'm like, now I'm planning my life around your schedule for my lashes.
I hear you.
But I love going to get them. But the lash, I realized how if I get my brows and my lashes done, baby, I am fine. Okay, I don't need nothing else.
Oh yeah, you feel good. And those brows and the brows.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, I meant my brows and my lashes.
Oh yeah.
Everything else is an addition.
Exactly.
Right? But those are the must.
Exactly.
And then finally, lipstick. Is there any recommendation that you have for a woman over 40 when they're wearing lipstick?
You know, I don't believe in putting limitations on yourself. I believe whatever makes you feel good, as long as it works, you should always try to have what enhances your complexion. Like, 'cause there's different colors I'll play around with. Like, I'm obsessed with nudes, but nudes don't always work on me.
Okay.
You know, so I had to come up with I'm about to come out with a nude that matches my skin.
Okay.
But like, I'll see girls your complexion with nude and I fall in love with it. But you have to do what works for you. A lot of times, if you're a beginner, you should start out with what looks very close to your lip and then work your way up. You know, I was watching Wendy Williams last night and she had a pink of all pinks on last night. And I was like, what the? But look at her age. But she had on Barbie pink that would have made Barbie stop. Okay. So I just, whatever makes you feel good.
Gotcha.
You know, don't limit yourself.
I started with the dark mauve reds because I wasn't comfortable wearing a red lip. Okay. Like, I remember getting married and they wanted to put a red lip on me. I was like, I can't do red. I don't do red. And then she was like, what? Red. Like, you're crazy.
Love a red lip.
Now, red is all I do. But I also had my other friend, Pam, from Quills by Nature, Pamela Booker. She's like, girl, brown girls need a lip kind of liner. I don't care what you say.
Oh, a lip liner?
Yes. She was like, I know. And so when she said that, I was like, what you mean? But then I started buying lip liners. I bought like a dark burgundy one or a brown one or a black one even. And then I just love the way it kind of like gave me an ombre look on my reds. So now I do not apply lipstick without a liner. Yeah. Because I feel like it just brings together.
I agree with that. On us, I think, well, a lot of us have a natural lip line anyway, you know. But I love, if you don't have anything else, you got to have you a brown lip liner.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Not the ones that look black, but, you know, yeah.
I do brown, burgundy. Yeah, I don't have any black. You're right, actually. I don't have any
absolutely.
black.
There's still girls that be doing I mean, that was in the 80s, but there's still girls that do black lip liner, and I'm like, girl. Yeah.
Okay, last one about the lipstick. Matte or soft creams?
Whatever works for you. I do everything. I think right now, and I matted out my lip. I tend to do, in my company, demi mattes, which is a cross between a cream and a matte. Okay. Yeah, because the matte usually feels too drying and cream usually feels too slippery. Yeah. So I like it like right in between. But it's a matter of your preference. True. It's a matter of what you like.
So, and personally, I do a straight matte because I need function. Right, okay. I need it not coming off when I'm eating, when I'm doing all the things. I want my makeup, my lipstick to last at least 6 hours, or at least 3 to 4. You know, and then if I need to add like some chapstick to it, I still got some color. But like my creams and stuff, I feel like they come off. You know, and then I'm like,
so let me give you a little secret.
Okay,
if you ladies ever want to put on a cream and you can't find that shade in the matte, you take a piece of tissue, a very sheer Kleenex, and you put it up against your lips, and you take powder. And you just dab the opposite side of the tissue. And when you take it off, it's going to look matte.
Oh, okay. Let me run this back. If I like a cream lipstick color.
And you can't find it in a matte, and it's a must-have, you just take a tissue, sheer tissue, maybe if it's a 2-ply, separate it, put it over your lip, and then dab powder all over it. And then it's going to, dry it out.
Wow, I didn't know that. Look at you, all the secrets.
I've been doing makeup forever, girl. Ooh.
She's like, this is my jam. All right, Kim. Is there anything you want to leave the people with?
Is there anything? Yes, have fun. Don't make this is not a lobotomy. It's not brain surgery. It's just about enhancing your natural beauty. Go for it. Do what makes you happy, because we only got this one life to live, and the next second is not promised. So enjoy yourself and have fun with it, and find time. When you sit in the mirror and you play around with your makeup, you're making time for you, and we're all worthy of that. So that's it. Do you, girl.
I forgot there's one more thing. Blush. To me, it's like the perfect finish. And I didn't really wear it before. And then my mom was a completely different complexion than me. She wears like these like really high pinks,
Is she darker or lighter?
She's lighter.
Okay.
What's your recommendation when it comes to blushes?
So when you wear blush, the way it should really look is if you ran a mile and your face looks flushed. That is usually the color you want to go with. So something that just would kind of really make you look, for instance, me, I'm deeper, so nothing's ever going to make me look flushed. But what I like is something that looks fleshy. So I put on a little bit of a peach today. But if for lighter complected people, if you're really fair, a soft pink is nice. For someone like you, an apricot or a terracotta is wonderful. But it's, once again, what you like, what makes you feel good and what makes you feel sexy.
All right, y'all. Well, I hope you feel sexy. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to Fox After 40. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions on makeup tips or beauty secrets, drop them in the comments for Kim Baker, and she will check them out, and we'll make sure she can get back to you. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.